It's time to check in now with our media partners from voiceofoc.org for an update on what's happening this week in Orange County government and politics.
Here to talk about issues in the news right now, we welcome the editor-in-chief of Voice of OC, Norberto Santana. Hello, Norberto.
Ed, Ann, thanks for having me again.
Absolutely, Norberto. Let's start, first of all, with a major immigration reform rally held by union leaders and their membership in Anaheim. Okay, what's the story with this?
Well, for years, it's been no secret that union membership and the broader community has been going down. Where it's been going up has been in the Latino minority community, with many of the jobs in the hotel and other industries. Today, this week, labor leaders from across the state actually came to Orange County in Anaheim on the steps of the City Hall. They had a huge rally speaking to the Latino community and other ethnic minorities, talking about the importance of immigration reform and the fact that the labor movement is going big into that issue, and they expect that it will be recognized how much their activism there counts.
Right. Okay, so let's talk a little bit, though, what this has to do specifically with Orange County.
Sure. Here in Orange County, you've got the Orange County Labor Federation that came out and basically said they are going to actually, because of the changing demographics in Orange County is a center stage in this national debate about immigration, and labor leaders basically said, we know what we're doing when it comes to political campaigning. Let's listen to Tafari Gabre, who's the executive director of the Orange County Labor Federation, talk specifics about what it means.
This is going to be an extensive campaign. We're taking this as seriously as any campaign we have launched in the labor movement's history, and Orange County will be in the front of it. We will launch a heavy letter writing campaign. We will activate our phone banks, and we will be putting real pressure and good old grassroots campaign on Congress to do the right thing.
So that issue is going to play out throughout the rest of the year, and again, expect labor leaders to go front and center. There's already been certain confrontations with Congress members such as Dana Rohrabacher. Many of the other Orange County delegation are amongst the most aggressive congressional leaders on immigration reform, and again, the idea is between Latino activists and labor activists to confront them or to engage in that discussion in a very energetic way throughout the year.
All right. Let's move on to the Association of California Cities. Talk about Orange County's place in a group like this.
Orange County has a long frustration that many statewide organizations are very, very different. If you think about it, LA County, San Francisco County have very different politics than Orange County. There's been a mounting frustration amongst many Republican city council members that when they go to groups like the League of Cities, it just doesn't really back their interests very much at all. 2010, they had a large argument about environmental regulations and when they should kick in. Following that, many leaders in Orange County scrambled and set up, in a sense, their own League of Cities. They called it the Association of Cities Orange County, and it's a very different group. It has a very different dynamic. It's much more business friendly than what you're going to find in the League of Cities statewide. Membership dues are relatively the same. There's a big question, though, whether this is the best way to advocate for tax dollars out of Sacramento, is to set up your own group that is very different than what you're finding up in Sacramento. This week, the Irvine City Council had an intense debate over whether they should join or not. They ultimately did join. However, the debate was fascinating. Here you can listen to Irvine City Councilwoman Beth Crom talk about some of her qualms about joining the association.
I think Orange County is viewed statewide as a county that has a hard time playing nice in the sandbox. When we are defined as a donor county because we don't get our fair share back from Sacramento, it's usually because we're not at the table in Sacramento. And Los Angeles says, hey, Orange County isn't at the table. Can we have their steak? Sure. San Francisco says, can we have their potato? Absolutely. And then we're a donor county. I don't like that. And we don't do ourselves any favors to, at an organizational structure, create an environment in which there's a competition between ACCOC and the League.
And we're getting great traction with state leaders who like the fresh model. They like the access to you. They like that we don't come as an interest group of cities or an interest group of business or an interest group of the county. We come as a community, and it carries weight.
That was Lacey Kelly there, who obviously was able to give Beth Crum sort of a counterpoint, which is, again, the organization is much more of a banding together of community members to be able to go to Sacramento and offer a uniquely Orange County perspective on politics.
And is that accurate, though? Is it because we're not at the table? I find that hard to believe.
Well, the problem that Orange County constantly faces, whether it's funding formulas set in by Proposition 13 back in the 1970s that make our allocations for everything from gas taxes to infrastructure funds at a disadvantage. The question again is, you're at the table. The question is just people in Sacramento don't like to listen to what comes out of Orange County, and when you're depending on those people to vote for your allocations of things, it sets up frankly, a disappointing scenario when you're trying to balance a budget.
Got it.
Now, changing topics a bit, you get homeless people that wind up in the hospital and have no place to go, and we've heard stories about how they've been dumped and given bus passes and things of this nature. Something's being done. What is that?
Here in Orange County, there's a innovative program that has been started by the County of Orange through the Illumination Foundation that actually takes homeless people and it houses them until they're ready to go back out into society. If you think about it, the price of stay is radically different. It's $200 a day at this Illumination Foundation program, $3,000 a day in local hospitals. What Voice of OC found, though, is when we did an analysis of how many hospitals are utilizing that, out of 22 hospitals, there's very little utilization from the hospitals, which makes a lot of the homeless activists believe that they just continue to dump them on the streets as opposed to taking advantage of a county program.
Now, this county program, how effective do you feel, and again, you've done the research on this thing and you see what's happening, how effective is it, and do you feel that it's going to spread, or should it spread?
From what we can tell, it's a very effective program. You can see the cost effectiveness of it is startling, from $3,000 down to $200 a night. I think the question that you have in the hospitals may be some concerns about how those entries are logged, from what hospitals, whether that creates liabilities. And some of the people from the Illumination Foundation tell us that they think a lot of it is just advertising. They just need to know better.
All right, very good. Norberto, thank you so much for joining us. As always, it's a pleasure.
Thanks.